Got him. Oh my gosh, it just jumped out of the hole. No freaking way. Look at the size of this beast of a brown, guys. Beautiful fish. Let's pop that tube jig out. Get out of there. Look at that gorgeous fish. Let's get a release on her. Whew, feisty. Today we are targeting big trout on a big body of water. Check it out. I am on big, beautiful Blue Mesa Reservoir here in west central Colorado today. And this place is known for having some giant lake trout. But something a little less known is that they also have really impressive brown trout and rainbow trout. And that's what we're going after today. Ice conditions aren't the best. I mean, just look at this. I've got pressure cracks here all around me. Literally water pooling on top of the ice. I tested the ice on the way out here, but I mean, I'm telling you guys, it was sketch. I'll roll some clips. So obviously not the best ice, but it's at least safe enough for us to get out here in about 8 feet of water and actually get a fish. That awesome brown trout you saw me just catch in the intro was on this 3-inch white tube jig. And all I'm doing is tipping that sucker with a big old night crawler, just like that, and letting the tube jig do the rest. But with a fish already on the board, oh my gosh, I just missed one. I literally just missed one. What on earth? No way. No way, right? Got him. I got him that time. Oof. And look at that. A completely different species on my second drop down. Look at that. He just destroyed the tube jig I got tied on. But this is the other species that we're after. Beautiful rainbow trout. This one is not the size that we're after, but it is a beautiful, incredible fish. And on the second drop. That's awesome. Let's get this fish back down there. See you, girl. There she goes. If you guys watched my last video, I used this exact tube jig. I mean, they do work incredibly well for a ton of different fish species. Trout in particular, a great fish to target with the tube jig. It's pretty crazy that I can get out here on the little ice that we have and actually get some fish, because ice conditions, they are not ideal, and it is supposed to be close to 40 degrees today. You guys hear that? That is brutal. That whole pressure ridge popped up, that whole seam. Not the most ideal. Don't you dare crack. Actually, that's not good. Yeah, there's water dumping. All right, we're gonna have to get off this ice. Look at all this water that's just started to pool. Whenever the ice starts to sink, that means it's time to go. Let's see how deep we are. Wow, 4.6 feet, for real? All right, finally got a hole drilled here. Drop down. Oh my gosh. Right away. What on earth? Oh, I see it coming. It looks like a rainbow. Oh, it's a beautiful rainbow, guys. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. Look at how pretty that fish is. Gorgeous rainbow. That one's a little bit bigger, actually, probably 14 and a half, 15 inches. Beautiful fish. Let's get her back in the water. See you, girl. Whew, straight back down. I was working my way back towards the shallower water over here, and I wasn't getting any luck, right? And so I came back over here with just my GoPro and the rod, and didn't get anything. But I saw this super steep rock face over here, and I figured we'd come over here and give it a shot. There is water pooling on the ice, as you can tell. That's just water coming up through the pressure cracks. When I drill a hole, the ice does seem fairly solid. And I'll show you guys right here how much ice we're dealing with. I mean, what is that, 4.5? 4.5, 5 inches or so. Maybe being a little generous, but it's super clear ice once you get away from the bank. We're gonna fish here until we overstay our welcome. We got another fish as soon as we got to this rock wall, like fairly quick. So I think we're going to set up shop here and do a little bit of jigging and see if we can't catch another one. We just got a bite on this rod. Got him. No way. I thought it was a perch. It's definitely not a perch. What is it? Oh, it's not a salmon. What is that? Oh, it's a brown. Oh my goodness. This guy does not look too healthy. A really pretty brown. But he is not looking too hot. Yeah, wow, look at that brown, guys. You can see the spawning damage to his adipose and his tail fin. But look how dark that fish is. I mean, he is absolutely beautiful, but not in the best health. Let's get him back somewhat quick. See you, buddy. Go on. There he goes. Well, he had a strong kickoff. It is the beginning of January here And I figured those fish would have put on a little bit more meat after the spawn, but he probably just spawned late and he's having a hard time recover. Regardless, a really cool fish. And I'm not sure if I showed you guys this, but I drilled another hole, and that's what I had the tube jig drop down a little bit deeper. But in the shallower hole, I dropped down another rod with just a bright pink tungsten jig head. I believe this is a 1/8 ounce, and I'm just throwing just a tiny bit of night crawler on that. Another beautiful trout. We're getting on them, and we haven't caught a really tiny trout today. Like, they've all been fairly respectable trout. Maybe besides that first rainbow we got. But we got 3 fish over 15 inches. But I've been getting a handful of questions on my videos recently regarding lures and whatnot, especially for trout. So I figured I'd take this time. I'll show you guys what I use. All right, so these are gonna be my top 5 favorite lures for trout or stock trout. Coming in at number 5, still an incredible lure for trout, but not quite my favorite. We have a hair jig. I don't have a ton of confidence in a hair jig because I haven't used it a ton, but how much more different can it be than a normal jig? Probably not that much different. The hair, the tinsel, the marabou, whatever you want to call that, that just adds a little extra bulk to it, and sometimes those trout aren't going to be super interested in that. And so I feel like a jig head is more versatile. You can always throw a soft plastic on that to kind of beef it up. This is kind of just stuck being a slightly larger presentation. So that being said, it's coming in at number 5. But number 4, we've got little jigging spoons. This is a Northland Tackle forage minnow, and they do have a pretty good variety of sizes. I know VMC makes a torpedo spoon that I recently caught a jumbo perch on, so they catch all species. But for stock trout, they are absolutely incredible as well. It didn't quite make the top 3, but my 3rd favorite lure for stock trout has to be tube jigs. This one right here might be a little large for your typical trout or stock trout, but because anything will hit these, it's good to have a massive variety in sizes and colors. You can catch pike, lake trout, walleye, you name it. But something about these, I've had some of my best days of fishing on the ice with these tube jigs right here. My go-to color has to be chartreuse and or like a more natural pearl or a white color, like so. But those are just some incredible lures. But my 2nd favorite lure for stock trout has to be a spoon, specifically a little Cleo. These things have the best action of any spoon that I've tried through the water. I wouldn't technically classify this as a jigging spoon. That's why I have them in 2 separate spots on this list. The flash on these, the way they have the metal shaped, just gives this such an awesome flash and flutter in the water. I couldn't even tell you how many trout I've caught on these, and honestly, any color works absolutely incredible through the ice. My number 1 favorite lure for stock trout, you guys saw it, and that's gonna have to be that jig, like I mentioned earlier. Little tungsten jig heads are impossible to beat because you can have so many different shapes, colors, sizes. You can throw soft plastics on them to bulk them up. You can keep them plain, just tipped with a little bit of bait of your choice, just to maybe focus on some more of those pressured fish. You can get different head sizes to keep them from going into the rocks, or try different soft plastics on them to make them look more cohesive. The versatility is what makes these jig heads absolutely impossible to beat, and why they're number 1 on my list. And as you guys saw, they catch fish. We actually just got hit. Got them. Oh my gosh, it was instant after that brown. It feels like a rainbow. Yep. Okay. That might tie our biggest rainbow of the day. Not huge, but speaking of one of my 5 favorite lures for trout, that's gonna be just a jig head. A beautiful rainbow. It's proof that these suckers absolutely work. They come in all shapes, sizes, colors, you name it, and they absolutely crush fish. I already told you guys I'm fishing with the 1/8 ounce here today. Hot pink. I tend to like those bright colors, but if you're fishing deeper, you can go heavier. If they're not liking one color, you can switch to a different color. And they don't take up hardly any space in your tackle box. You can have a huge variety of them. It might honestly be my favorite lure for trout. Finally just got a bite. Come back, bro. Has he got it? He has it. He has it. Come here. Oh, it's an awesome rainbow. It's a big rainbow. Oh, let's freaking go. That is a beautiful rainbow. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Jig right in the top of the mouth. Beautiful Blue Mesa rainbow trout. Even got a little kipe on his jaw. Awesome fish. Let's pop this out. It's been about an hour since we caught our last fish. And there's no other fish I'd want to break the dry spill on than that beautiful one right there. Awesome trout. Let's get that beautiful rainbow back in the water. See you, girl. Wow, such a pretty fish. Oof. She even waved goodbye for us. High five for that one, Jewel. Yeah. That's an awesome fish and a perfect one to end today's video on. We caught a ton of awesome trout today, a giant brown trout, a beautiful rainbow trout, and a handful of other beautiful fish as well. I went over my top 5 favorite trout fishing lures for you guys, so I hope you guys can take some of this information, go out there, and absolutely crush some trout. I encourage you guys to go ahead and drop a comment down below if you guys have any questions or anything you liked about today's video. I love chatting with you guys, getting to know you guys better, so don't be shy, make sure to comment. I got a ton of incredible ice fishing content on my channel and more coming your way every week. I hope to see you guys out in the water. Until next time, what do you say, Jewel? That's right, keep freaking casting.